This is a video on how I tie Puglisi Fiber Tarpon flies. Now everybody's seen the black and red and black and purple. Those are real common for fishing here on the west coast of Florida for tarpon in the springtime. This one, however, is going to be more of a natural presentation. It's going to look like a sardine when we get it done. The materials that I'm going to use are the Ultimate Fiber Polar 3D White, the standard Puglisi Fiber Olive, and the Ultimate Fiber 3D Olive. Also the Silky Fiber Red for the gills. Anyway, I'm using a I am using a Gamakatsu SC15 3H hook, which is a good quality, a little less expensive hook for tarpon, but it's plenty strong. We start this out by threading down the hook. I'm using Flymaster Plus White for my thread. You fold this across a little longer on one side, and we're going to bring it up and tie it in. Okay, now you'll notice I set it in this direction. Now later on we're going to set the fibers in this direction, but we've got it tied down like this for the white to start with. Now, right on top of that, I'm going to lay in some of the standard olive color. Again, I'm going to lay it in the same direction, a little longer on one side, and I'm going to lay it in right on top of the original white. Okay, now I'm going to move forward. You got to think about this hook as 4 separate segments which we're going to tie in. That was the first step. Okay, now for the second step, again, I'm going to go back to the original olive color of the standard fibers. I'm going to lay it in. Again, V'd in the same direction. Okay, now I'm going to flip the hook over. I'm going to bring in the red silky fibers. Now I want this may seem like an early point to put the gills in, but once you get the eyes in, it's in about the right position. I'm going to clip this off right behind the hook. Now, in that same tie-in point, I'm going to lay in another bundle of the white 3D polar fiber, or polar 3D color. This is going to go right over the top of the hook. Okay, I'm going to forward. Now we're in the third segment. At this point I'm changing colors on top. This is the Ultimate Fiber 3D Olive. I'm going to lay that one in again. Feed again like this. You can start to see the profile. I'm going to flip the hook back over again. Now, on the next two bundles of the white, I'm going to fold it across. I'm going to tie it in. I put two wraps in front. I bring the fibers on either side of the hook and I tie it in. Okay? Now the next one, I'm going to move back forward again all the way to the front of the hook. I've got the same 3D white. I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to tie it on either side of the hook. I'm going to flip it upright. I'm going to get another bundle of the 3D olive color. I'm going to split this. And I'm going to lay that one in the same way. Down the side. Feed. Down the hook. And lay it in. Now the reason that I do that, this way and then this way, is this way builds my profile higher, this way. But now I'm trying to build my profile on the width. The reason being, it tends to make sure that that hook rides with a point down when you put it in the water by just building a little bit of a width at the top. Anyway, this fly is nearly complete. I'm going to whip finish. Excuse me for just a minute. And cut it off. And I'm going to lay some glue down the sides. Okay, at this point, I've glued down right along the sides of this, on both sides. Let that dry for a minute. And then I brushed this whole thing out with like a really stiff toothbrush, so it's laying down properly in the correct direction. Now, I start upside down. I'm going to start at the back point here with my big scissors, by the way, and I'm going to cut toward the hook point, kind of rounding it slightly. Kind of stroke that together. Now I'm going to do a very similar move here with the olive color. I'm going to cut. Kind of giving it a bit of a rounded shape. If you can see that. There you go. Now, pretty much all that needs to be done is some final trimming and gluing the eyes on. Now, with gluing the eyes on, I use Fletch Tight, which is actually for fletching arrows. It's not for, for fly tying. I'm going to use a three-dimensional eye in a pearl color, pearl and black, and I'm going to glue that on, and give me just a minute and you get to see a finished product. Okay? And here's the finished product.